Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are good today. I hope you guys are feeling a bit better than yesterday because that was such a tough one to take, wasn't it? But I thought today I could have a chat with you guys. There has actually been quite a few injuries to talk about. It is the international break, so Arsenal won't be here for about a week or so. I don't think we're back till next weekend. So it's nice to have that break from Arsenal because that result was tough to take. It really was. And I hope you guys are all good today and feeling a bit better. It will take us a few days to process this and feel better about it. But I thought I'd come in here, talk about the injuries, answer any questions. I know I'll be doing a lot of content this week about Arsenal women as we are playing in the quarterfinals of the Champions League against Chelsea. And I did do my preview as a pre-recorded video earlier today. So do make sure to check that out if you haven't already. And I hope you guys do enjoy my video. And again, as I said, I'm just going to share my screen. I want to talk a bit about the injury update. So I pretty much think it's Saliba, Gabriel, Eze, which we knew a bit about. I think Trossard maybe as well. So I just want to go through that now, and I will answer any questions you have for me in the meantime. So let me just share my screen because there's quite a few injury updates. So here it is. I hope you can see it's okay. So I forgot about Timber as well. There's just the list is never ending. So here, as you can see, Arsenal injury update on Saliba, Eze, Timber, latest return date. So we might have an idea of when they're going to be back. Obviously, now is probably the best time for this to happen while it is the international break. So I'm okay it being now. But obviously, I do hope they can come back soon, and I think it'd be beneficial for them to come back whenever they can. So let me have a look at this. Let me scroll down here. So Saliba, let me just go down to Saliba. So Saliba has handed Arsenal an unexpected injury concern by withdrawing from international duty with France with an ankle injury. Saliba played a full 90 minutes at Wembley, but less than 2 hours later he was replaced by Crystal Palace. So obviously for the French national team he did get withdrawn due to his ankle injury. Think this surprised a few of us because he has been playing a lot of football. I think these games are friendly, so I do feel like if you do want these players to have a rest, now really is the time for them to do that. But obviously, again, it was a bit of a surprise hearing this news. I will have a look and see if it says anything about the length of the time of his injury. A statement from the French football said Saliba is unable to join the national team training camp, which begins this Monday. The Arsenal centre back is suffering from a recurrent pain in his left ankle, requiring treatment and minimum rest period of 10 days. So that's it's not ideal, is it? I do think these players need to be resting this time of the season because obviously we've got big games coming up after the break. So I would rather these players rest now. And while it is friendlies, I know international duty is important, but it is only friendlies right now. So that is possibly the best case for us for him to rest right now. So Sleep, we'll have to see how he gets on, but that looks not too bad. We'll have to see, but 10 days as well. Eze, as we know, we heard he was absent for the cup game, and that was a big blow for the team. I feel like we could really have done with him. But it is what it is. So let me just see if anything says. So after the game, it was confirmed that Eze was withdrawn from the international duty with England as Arteta issued a worrying update on the player's calf injury. We have to do another scan in 6 or 7 days and wait to see the results, Arteta said. So this is obviously to do with Eze, and it's a real shame. I hope it's not going to be weeks he's going to be out for because I feel like Eze is going to be such an important player for us. Odegaard, I'm hoping he can be back soon, but it's just a nuisance, isn't it? Because this is the time of the season where we have to get through, and I feel like we are a little bit light in certain areas. So we're gonna just get through this time, but it's tough. So that is the latest with Eze. Now Timber, as we know, didn't play the cup final and has been out for a few games. Timber was the third Arsenal player to withdraw from the international duty following the Carabao Cup final defeat. We know he limped off during the first half against Everton. So Arteta said of Timber and Odegaard, they couldn't make it, so I think there'll be a couple of weeks. That's it's annoying, isn't it? I mean, I just think Timber's so important for the team. With Eze, we could do Odegaard as well. So it says here, let's see after the international break if we have anyone back. It was confirmed later on Sunday that Timber had withdrawn from international duty. Yeah, so obviously with Timber, it's so important. I mean, I think Ben White is a decent player, but I do think he struggled in that final, and obviously we are due to play Man City in April, so I feel like these injuries are coming quite fast, aren't they? I mean, I'm not surprised it's happening now because, a lot of these players are being overplayed and you can really see they are exhausted, but it's just a big blow for the team, I feel like, and we're just going to have to find a way to get through this after the break. For now, I'm not too concerned. Yeah, but we have to just get through this. But yeah, obviously, let me know what you guys think. But yeah, it's a bit frustrating with that, isn't it? Because we want our strongest team in these last few weeks of the season in the league as well. It's going to be such a tough time for us. Let's have a look at Odegaard. That is pretty much the most about the other players. Odegaard remains sidelined for a couple of weeks with a knee injury after failing to get fit for the Carabao Cup final. Obviously, with the Cup final, we were hoping that Odegaard would be available for this game, and it is what it is. Arteta suggested ahead of the trip to Wembley that his captain was not yet out of contention despite being named in the Norway's latest squad. Odegaard's been out for a month with a knee injury, missing 7 matches. So possible return date April, but again, that could be the end of April. That could be mid-April. So this really isn't the news we want to hear, is it? And it's quite worrying, this one. With Marino, that's pretty much. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and have a chat with you guys. Do you want to speak about something a bit more on the positive side? Let me just share this with you now. So obviously Ben White has been called up to the England squad, which I am very, very happy about. So I just want to share this with you guys now. Well, I can talk to you guys. I'll come back now. Yeah, so Ben White has been called up to the England squad. I'm really happy for him. I know he hasn't been in the England squad, I suppose, by choice as well for a little while. But with Ben White, I do hope that he does well for England. And obviously, he might even be a part of the squad for the World Cup this year. And obviously, Ben White did have a tough game the other night. But I think in all, I think he is a decent defender. I feel like he is someone that could really help England. So that is a bit of good news, and obviously we've not really had the best news recently, but I'm really happy for Ben White, and obviously I do feel like this is the time really where we do want to be resting our big players. I don't really want to see Saka, Declan Rice playing friendlies. I just think they need a break. They need a rest to just recover and chill, because for England we're going to have a really big summer, and at the moment I just feel like the players are being rushed in. And I mean, he might not start on the friendlies. I hope they don't, because I don't really need to do that. But it's just another situation. It is a little bit frustrating. But yeah, Ben White's been called up, which is good. I hope he can stay fit, because right now we don't really have anyone else. You got Timber, who's going to be out for a few weeks. You got Ben White, who obviously his availability isn't great. Ben White is a decent player, but it's just he can't stay fit, can he? But obviously that is the latest news with the injuries. I did want to give you guys a little update, chat about that. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have for me today. I know obviously the men's team aren't playing this week, and we do a lot of content on Arsenal women, but I did thought I would jump on here for maybe half an hour today just to have a catch up with you guys. And do join me tomorrow, which I'll be back in action again doing a review of the Arsenal women game, which is a very big game for us against Chelsea. Big up to Gunnar Fan 1999 thoughts on the game yesterday. I think now I've had time to reflect on it, I still feel the same way about a lot of things. But I just think it is what it is now. I feel like I still hurt. I think we're still hurting, but I feel like we just have to pick ourselves back up. We just have to do that. So yeah, it's a tough one to take. It really is, and to lose a final, it hurts. I think a lot of us definitely feel like the way we lost that final was awful. We didn't really show much fighting spirit at all, and we just collapsed. So, yeah, it hurts. It does. But I feel like we just have to see how this team react. Um, and I'm worried we'll slow down. Man City are now going to want to win the league now, but we're in a great position to do that. So I feel like we have to win the league. We have to win. If we can't win the league, we have to win the Champions League. But I feel like with the league, we're in the best position for that. We're still, I think, we're 9 points ahead. If obviously Man City win the game in hand, probably at 6 points. So we've still got a gap there. I know we do play Man City in April, so it's going to be really interesting to see how we get on. But I think it's difficult because I looked at the game yesterday and I was watching clips back and I saw Saliba who looked really distraught, and I do get that. He worked so hard yesterday and he put everything into that, and he should have been Saliba should have been on the winning side yesterday. So yeah, I do really feel bad for him. Um, but yeah, we have to just pick ourselves up, and obviously the players that resting, I'll be happy for them to have a break. But obviously the game we have coming back against Southampton in the FA Cup isn't too bad, so we can rotate with that. I mean, I'm happy we're not coming back straight into um, Premier League side, but yeah, I think the FA Cup again is a great chance for us to win that. So we're just gonna have to give it our all really and see how we can get on in the competitions that we're in. But we just have to win something this season. We have to just put this one behind us, even though it does feel tough to take. It really does. But yeah, big up to the chat as well. If you guys do want to drop in any questions for the show today, I will spend time today answering them. I'll probably do a Q&A at some point this week just to have a chit chat again, probably towards the end of the week, because it's going to be all Arsenal women this week, my content really. So yeah, big up to the chat as well. Do you think we can win the league? Big up to Arsenal since two. I mean, I think we've got a great chance, haven't we? It's so difficult because I feel like we are in a good position, but I suppose like if we lose to Man City, we can't really afford to lose to Man City in the title race. We have to beat them, or I don't want to draw, but if a draw happens, that isn't the worst result. So I feel like we've got to just pick ourselves up. I don't think we're going to win all of our games in the league, but I don't think Man City will either. I feel like us and Man City, even though we're both sides, Man City aren't at the best in the league. But I do worry, Man City, are they going to pick themselves back up now after, that win? I think in the way they won as well, it was such a dominant win from them, and it's a tough one for us to take, isn't it? But if I was the players, I would have this time to rest and I'd pick myself back up and give it my everything. But I do worry about these injuries now because you look at all these players. I mean, the players that I feel like we need to be starting, throughout the season is obviously Timber is so crucial, Saliba is so crucial, Gabriel, Eze. So yeah, these injuries haven't come at a great time, and I'm just worried we might pick up more injuries throughout this international break. So we have to be careful, because if Ben White's injured, we're in trouble. We really are. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous actually now. It's not the end of the world we've lost. It's just I suppose it's the manner in which we lost. I think a lot of us feel we should have done a bit more. So it's a tough one to take. But again, we just have to pick ourselves up from this and keep fighting and just do better. But yeah, I just think that a lot of these players will probably be feeling quite deflated, and yeah, we just need to do better in the league. We win the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, so we still got a great chance for silver by the season. We do have to win something big this season because we have really been needing a big trophy these last few seasons. We've gotten so close, but just not close enough. Um, this is sort of talking on the point I'm saying, but obviously, thank you for your question. Be it to AFC, do you think this affected players mentally? It's a great question because that is definitely a possibility. It definitely could happen, and that's what I'm worried about the most because obviously, if we play Man City and they win, I think it could affect the confidence of these players. And I just don't want it to. So I feel like only time will tell. But again, it's a possibility, and that's something that I'm really, really worried about. So I don't know. It could happen, but we have to hope it won't mentally affect the team. Again, like I said, I don't think we're going to win every game that we have. You know, in our schedule. Obviously we have Southampton coming up, which I think yeah, I think we just have to give it our all, to be honest with you, and get a win at Southampton, build on that. And yeah, we'll have to just see how we get on. But yeah, so obviously thank you for your question. But yeah, big up to anyone that is watching this, obviously on Twitter or on here. Do drop in some questions you want to ask me, as I'm going to spend maybe 15 minutes now to just answer any of your questions. And obviously, I will be back tomorrow as well to do a review of the game, which you can join me afterwards about 10 p.m. So yeah, also women, I did do a preview as well for that game as well. So yeah, do join me in that tomorrow. Thoughts on the FA Cup run? Can we win the FA Cup? I mean, yeah, I think we're coming back to Southampton, which is not going to be easy. I'm not going to say it's going to be an easy game, but I feel like you've got a great opportunity to give maybe a Max Down and maybe Madueke. You know, these players you don't always see start. Give a chance for them. So I feel like it's a really great opportunity for us to rotate in that one. And I don't know how we're going to be with the injuries, because we could come back and we could be stacked with injuries, or we could come back and, we might see Timber back, we might see Eze back. So I know a lot of these players are waiting on their results. So it's frustrating, isn't it? Because I do feel like it could have been avoidable. With these injuries, we could have played certain players less time, we could have rotated a bit more. So that's why I do feel a little bit deflated about that. So I think with the FA Cup, I think it all depends on fitness. I think if these players can stay fit, I think we've got a great chance to win it. I think if players can't stay fit and we do struggle with fitness, I think fitness is going to be a big part of that. Obviously, we are also in the Champions League, so it's going to be a really tough time, I feel like, for the season. But like I said, we just got to give it our all and hopefully get over the line. And I think we have had quite a lot of luck with this draw, because we could have had a tougher side. I mean, we could have had Man City, we could have had Liverpool. But yeah, I feel like we're in a good position, and I feel like we just need to keep giving it our all, and hopefully get the job done. But yeah, I think right now I never really thought we were gonna win a treble, if I'm being honest with you guys. And I feel like we just have to just win something, and I think we just gotta pick ourselves up from this and keep on going. Like I said, the players that on in the international break have a rest and just chill. The players that I will be watching England during this international break, and I'll be hoping that they can do us a great job and help us. And be great to see England how they're going to do, obviously, for the World Cup coming up. But I think as a whole, I do feel like we just need these players to rest, and we need to just have no more injuries coming up. So thank you for your questions. Thoughts on the remaining games. Let me share my screen actually. I'll just share my screen. We can have a little look at the games we've got coming up, because we have got tough games coming up. But yeah, it's nice to look back on it and have a little look. Let me just type this in. I guess give me guys one moment. Yeah, because it's gonna just be a big point, isn't it, this season? Let me just check our fixtures. I will share this so I can sort of chat about it as well. Okay, I've got this up now, so let me just share my screen. I just looked at it now, and I just think we've got such a busy schedule coming up. It's like crazy. So, yeah, let me just add this to the stage. So here is our fixtures that we do have after the international break. So this one, the quarterfinals, I think we should win that. I mean, I think to get to a semi-final would be amazing. I think if we got to a final, likelihood it's probably going to be a City or a tougher side. Um, and then obviously we're back in action in the Champions League. So I feel like we have to definitely have our eyes on the Champions League as well, because we've got a really great chance to win the Champions League this season, and it'd be amazing, wouldn't it, if we could win that? So, Sporting away, So I think it'd be good to rotate in this game and then come back to that one and have a more strengthened squad. And then we have action in the Premier League. So we don't actually play in the Premier League till the 11th of April, and we're at home to Bournemouth, and then we are at home a few days later to Sporting in the second leg. This is a game I look at and I just think it makes me nervous. We're away at Man City. Again, we have to just hope Man City can drop points, you know, in the season. But I do think this is going to be a really tough game for us to have. The Newcastle one again isn't going to be easy because again in the league there's so many teams that are fighting to stay up, fighting for Europe. Like they're all fighting for so many different things. So I do think this game is not going to be easy at all. Let me just go back and look at the other ones that we have. So that isn't going to be easy. The Newcastle one won't be easy at all. So yeah, and then we have so these are the remaining games in the league as well. So obviously here you can see we've got Fulham again. Fulham are quite a tough one. We've lost sometimes, we've drawn, we've dropped points in those sort of games where we should do a bit better. Um, West Ham again. West Ham are fighting to stay up, and obviously Burnley are going down, so I think that should be a win. And Crystal Palace is going to be a last away game of the season. So yeah, these are our fixtures. It's not going to be easy, is it? It's going to be a tough match for sure, but we just have to give it our all and hopefully find a way to win the league. I think Man City, the likelihood Man City are going to drop points at some point, but obviously we are. I think it's going to be incredibly close. So I'm pretty nervous to see how close it's going to be in this title race, but we just have to give it our all and just hope we can do it. But obviously, we're on the Champions League in so many different competitions. But yeah, I would love us to win the FA Cup this season. I feel like the FA Cup is a nice trophy to win. And yeah, I feel like it'd be good. It would be good to win maybe one or two things this season, but Arteta does have to end the season with a trophy because I do feel like people are going to start asking questions about his future and people are going to start questioning him. So I feel like it's going to be a real tough period when we get back. So going to enjoy this break from the men's team, but obviously do join me as well tomorrow evening. Pardon me, and I'll be back in action tomorrow. I will end this in a couple of minutes. I do want to just answer a couple of questions. If anyone guys has any questions to ask me, do send them in. And obviously, I hope you guys are enjoying my video. If you are, make sure you like, subscribe. And yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy the video if you're watching this back as well. It's just a tough time, isn't it, for these injuries? It just is what it is, and we're gonna have to just deal with this. Arsenal since two says, can we win all three? I mean, I think there's no reason why we can't. I know the league. I think the league is the most likely will win this season. I feel like with the league, we're so close to that. It's just this is the time of season I feel like it's the most difficult because players are burnt out, players are tired. I think mentally we're quite tired, but I think physically you can see with these injuries that we're tired. So yeah, it's going to be a really defining moment of the season. So the league, I think we can win. I think we can get past Sporting. I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think we can. And then in the semi-finals, it depends on who we get, because I think if we get Madrid, if we get Liverpool, I don't know if by heart who it is we would get, but I think it depends on that. But yeah, we just have to try and give it our all, and hopefully, hopefully we can get the job done. But again, the league I think is our best bet. But again, we've not won the FA Cup for a few years. I just don't know how we would do again. I know the Champions League we don't have this issue, but again, if you're having Man City in a final, if it's like the FA Cup final, you got Man City, how would we do in that mentally? Because I feel like I hope yesterday is a wake up call because we do have to be doing better than what we have been doing. That has to be a lesson for us. As much as it hurts right now, for us, that has to be a lesson for these players to. I mean, Arteta as well. Arteta made many mistakes yesterday, so I feel like it's going to be a tough time, and we do have to learn from our learn lessons. And if we do get Man City again, whether that's in the final, whether that's whenever that is, we just have to learn from our mistakes. So, hope we can win all three. It would be a miracle. It would be amazing to win all three. I want Arsenal to win every trophy, really, but I think realistically, it's not going to be easy. So here's hoping that we can find a way to get the job done. But again, we just have to pick ourselves up from this hurdle. It's a tough one, it really is. But yeah, to answer the question, I think we can. I mean, I feel like with the quadruple, I never was one of those fans that thought we would do it. Um, I've always thought, we could, but I never really thought it's gonna happen. I feel like you have to be realistic about things because it's not realistic that we're gonna win all four. I think obviously this season we definitely have more depth, and we definitely have a bit more experience in different areas. But obviously it's normal for us to have injuries and, not win everything. So I thought we have to be realistic, and I do think we got humbled yesterday by Man City. So yeah, yesterday was a wake up call, and we just have to do better. But Elizabeth says, I would love an FA Cup. Yeah, FA Cup would be amazing, wouldn't it? I'd be happy with, I mean, we could win all three, but obviously I don't think winning an FA Cup on its own would be enough for Arteta. I feel like Arteta would have to win something else. However, I do feel like if we win the league and the FA Cup, or the league, Champions League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, I'd be happy with that. Um, yeah, I've always grown up and also winning the FA Cup, so it would be a dream for us to win that. So fingers crossed we will. Obviously, thank you so much to everyone in the chat here. I really appreciate all of your questions today, all of your support. If you've watched this on Twitter as well, or wherever you've watched this from, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow evening about 10 p.m. It's a later one. As Arsenal women are playing against Chelsea women, so going to be a tough one, that, but obviously it'd be great for a win. I'm happy the men are having a break now because I think we need a break as fans. But yeah, join me tomorrow. I might do content throughout the day, but obviously I will be doing content this week, even though the men's team are away. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have enjoyed my video. If you have enjoyed it, of course, do make sure you smash a like, and of course, do make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new and you haven't already. And yes, thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you all in my next video.